I'm glad and excited to be here this morning. It's a beautiful day, and I want to recognize everyone who has made time to come. Again, let me start by asking, I don't know, the two ladies behind there, please help us to come in front because we would like to have another call. We would want to have one meeting. Thank you for that. This is what it is. Number one, we have trainings every day. We start from 10:30 up to around 12:30. This runs from Monday all the way to Friday, every Monday evening. And this happens between 5 to 6. We have what we call Marketing 101. Then every Wednesday, and that is tomorrow, same time 5 to 6, we have what we call Leadership. This helps us to know and understand ourselves. Marketing 101 is strictly for distributors only. So we do that for distributors so that they're able to know how do they do business. Monday to Friday, we are here for business presentation, 10:30 to 12:30. Make it very short and sweet. We have two types of presentations. Number one, we do inspiration. On one day, we do inspiration. Why? Because we believe what is in between our 2 ears makes all the difference. So if it is in the right frequency, you can do business correctly. If it is not in the right frequency, then you don't do business. Number two, the next day we do a health talk. And so we do a health talks to enable us to know about our conditions of the body, also to understand how do we alleviate them using the products of what? This company called BFC. So both ways, we are able to know how to put a balance between the two. I'd like to mention something. We are also live on Facebook and on YouTube. We started yesterday, we launched a new page, and we are going live on it. Again, these pages have been put here. If you are in any one of our teams, that site has been posted there. We are requesting this. We want to request everybody, go to the YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is up there. You will go there and get that link. If you hit that YouTube channel, please subscribe to it. We're looking for subscribers to that team page so that we are able to go and customize it to our liking. Secondly, if you are on Facebook, you can also do the Facebook BF Stealth Egos. Stealth Egos is our new name for this team, and that is the name that we launched yesterday by our leader, Albert Gedendi. So we're going to be live on those two pages. Help us to subscribe, help us to like, help us to start watch party. In this time, and I want to invite our Facebook audience, those who are watching us from all over the world, thank you for your time. We're going to have a session of 2 hours, and in these 2 hours, we're going to give you value for your time. So welcome aboard, and let's do this together. I want to begin with the people who are in the hall. Anyone who is here for the first time, please let me see by a show of hands. Thank you very much. Thank you. It is for you people that we are here. It is for you that we do this every day to help you understand where we are. I'm glad for everybody who took time to come. The person who invited you treasures you. That is why they took the invitation to you. My name is Kimani Wanderi, and I'm a brand builder. I build this brand, and I also believe in another brand, which is myself. And every one of us needs to know that you have a brand, which is you. That brand has no copy, has no photocopy anywhere in life. You are the only one who will kill it or build it. And so this is a day which I'm going to show you two things. And one, I'm going to ask this question. What is the secret to greatness? I will try to struggle to achieve that. And two, what does it take for me to become more? For me to become more. Those are the only two questions I'm going to be handling. And again, for those of you who know, we do this inspiration every day to help us understand our mind and the way we think. This is it. I want to ask this question to every one of us. What does it take? What is the secret to greatness? What is the secret that you can say in your life to greatness? I want to challenge anyone who has an answer for this. What is the secret to greatness? If I want to become great, what must I do? Yeah? Seek knowledge. So her, she says you have to seek what? Knowledge. Is that a good idea?
Yes.
Yes, because that helps you to develop. Another one? Let me hear another one. Let me hear another one. Let's do this quickly, yes?
Be smart.
Be smart. Okay, I hope be smart is not an acronym. Be smart. That's nice, very nice. You need to be smart. Yes? Be committed. Committed and what? Committed and focused. Nice. And focus. That's nice. Another one? I'll take two more.
Take action.
Wow. You guys are motivators. Then I don't need to do this. I think you have all the answers. Take action. Yes, I've seen another one.
Never give up.
Hey, okay. I think I will invite you people to come and everybody who has given me one to come and present it. Yes?
Be persistent and consistent.
Persistent
And consistent.
and consistent. Wow. Okay. Now, let me get another. I've seen so many hands, so I'm wondering, do I ignore the others? We have one more.
Speed.
Success needs speed. Okay, what is the secret to greatness? Success versus speed. Nice. This is a very good place to start. Again, I want to understand, what is the secret to what? Greatness. And these things are good. It is true that you cannot become great unless you have taken some knowledge inside you. Ignorance has a way of keeping you at the low basis. So number two, it is okay to be smart and committed and focused. But question, who does all these things? Who does all these things? Myself. Question. This is all done by you. If there is an action to be taken, who is to take the action? Myself. If there is a commitment and focus to be maintained, who is to do it? Myself. If there is a success and speed, who is to do that? Myself. Being persistent and consistent, who is to do that? Myself. Question, to who? To all what you are doing. Yes, but it is myself to do all these things, but to who? To myself. Have you realized that is the main thing? Actually, everything else revolves around it, and it is to yourself. When you go to seek knowledge, you seek it for who? For yourself. If you are smart, you seek for who? For yourself. If you are committed and focused, it is for yourself. Same for never giving up, and same for everything that is here. Let me now try to be a little bit spiritual. Can I be a little bit spiritual? One time, Jesus had some disciples. And the disciples come to him and ask him, what does it take to be great? What did he say? Tell them. I want to see whether you guys know about Christianity a bit. Yes?
You have to save people.
You have to?
Be a servant.
Be a servant. Yes. So that one is saying you have to do what? Serve. And then you become what? Great. Is that true? Is it true? How?
Yes.
How is it true? Yes.
By being a servant, by serving people, you get to be blessed.
So if I don't serve people, I don't get
So
blessed.
with that blessing, that will make you great. Yeah.
So if I don't serve people, I don't become blessed. I'm just trying to puncture your statement.
Biblically.
It is biblically.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Those who are not believing. This is not a church. Yeah.
So those who are not biblical will not be blessed.
No.
We have to look at it in a different way.
To only Christians or everybody?
Individuals.
Individuals. Okay. Let me hear your opinion.
Serving people means you are giving solutions to their problems.
Serving people means you are giving solutions to their problems. Okay. Anybody else thinks otherwise? Now let me tell you something. Service is for everyone. It doesn't matter whether you're Christian, atheist, Muslim, Buddhist, whatever you are. The problem we have in life is that many of us live on this frequency and we have lived on it long enough, and trust me, you have no results. You may have lived on yourself for too long. When you were born, the first thing you did, you started scrambling for things. And that is why if you have children and you give them 2 sweets and then tell them, give me back 1, what do? They will hold on to it. The natural nature of every human being is to be selfish, is to seek that which gratifies themselves. And many of us have lived in this frequency for way. One man, he's called Andrew Carnegie. Andrew Carnegie was the steel industries. And when he started this company, Andrew Carnegie realized one concept, and this was his philosophy. He said that I will spend half of my years accumulating wealth and the other half distributing the wealth. And that is exactly what he did. He became the world's richest. And then he spent that half of his life making the money and the other half giving it away. Question, was he stupid? Who does that? Have you ever tried to give that little which you have? Now I have a problem with people in this part. I talk about charity. I say if you have a dress in your closet that has been there for more than 3 months or 6 months, you don't need it. True or lie? True. But some of us have this notion that maybe one day I will need it. Maybe one day I will come back to that size. I even have people, and this happened to my own house. Have you ever seen people who have wedding gowns and have kept them forever up to now? They call them souvenirs. Trust me, even if somebody is wedding next door, you can say, I want to hold it on. There are things we hold on to, and sometimes I love calling this one in a bad name. I call it grandmother's attitude. Let me show you grandmother's attitude. Have you ever seen those people up country when they bulb ikipasuka wanapasua wanaweka maji mchanga wanapanda mmea hapo ndani. Mkebe ya kimbo, ukimaliza na mkebe ya kimbo unatoa mafuta unakata unaweka nini? Mchanga unapanda nini? Maua. And you realize chances are you never throw away anything in your house. Everything is useful. Can I even come closer? Ni wangapi wamekunywa yogurt na ukienda kwa nyumba yako kuna mikebe ya yogurt ikigalea say hi. Hakunanga mikebe kwenye? And chances are you start using now hiyo mkebe ya yogurt as your cup. Because it is bigger than your usual cup. And you realize some of these tendencies go on. You buy take away from a place and they give you that plastic and somehow you have a very difficult time throwing it away. Many a times we hold on to ourselves. But I'll give you this principle, and this principle works everywhere. It works with everybody in every sphere of life, and this is called service to many. Service to many is the secret towards your greatness. Many a times we focus on ourselves, and I don't want to ignore these things. They are all important. Because you cannot become great unless you also learn to educate yourself, improve yourself better. But the secret towards greatness is not in how much you do it for yourself, it's how much you are willing to do it for others. And I'll show you today a business model that operates on this principle. It operates on the principle that it doesn't matter how much you do to yourself, it matters how much you do to others. Let me give you a good example. Anyone here who has ever opened a shop and was selling anything, including merchandise from anything? Anyone has ever opened a shop here? Yes, Jackie, tell me, whom did you open the shop for, yourself or others? For others. So whom were you waiting every day to come and buy, yourself or others? Others. People who she does not know. But trust me, we live in the anticipation that somebody else will come and buy those things. When we stock not for ourselves, but for them. But unfortunately, we are willing to get away from them as much as we can, but never give back. And this is the principle. I have learned the difference between a shop that has many customers and one which has less is how much that shopkeeper serves the people. Sometimes have you seen that shop which you subscribe to in your estate or where you come from, and that person understands you so well that when you go there today and say, I don't have money today but I can bring it later, that person tells you it's okay, you pick the stuff. Do you know that's such a shop? What happens? That person has established a relationship with you and now is willing to serve you. So he's even willing to serve you even when you do not have the money. In essence is this. I always say this, learn to develop what is called a personal philosophy. What is your personal philosophy? I have two personal philosophies. Number one, I say I will always do what is right. It's a personal philosophy. Because in life there are too many shortcuts. And trust me, if you want to take the shortcuts, they are there. But if you learn the first philosophy, is learn to do always what is right. Not like everyone to adopt that one. Not for my sake, but for your own sake. Learn to do what is right. This is what we challenge ourselves. I have my leader, Albert Gedenzi, and we drive here every morning. And when we come, we find lights, and the lights have turned on. And they are red, so they mean stop. But truth be told, it is on a Sunday, there is no vehicles, there is nobody watching. What do you do at that time? What do you do at that time? You pass. Why?
Somebody is saying.
Then there's something totally wrong with your personal philosophy. Because that time you tell yourself today is on a Sunday, nobody is watching, hakuna kanjo, so I can do what? Pass. What you are simply doing is shooting your own personal what? Philosophy. And the personal philosophy says, always do what is right. This is a principle. And I want to underline this word. What does it mean? Always. When you learn that principle in life, trust me, you are on your way to greatness. The reason we have people who do those things is because you do them not because you want to do them, but because somebody is watching. If nobody was watching, you would not do it. This is what I always tell myself. If you can do that thing while everybody else is watching, trust me, it is right. But if you only do it for yourself in private, have you ever seen some of us who have phones and you cannot allow anybody into your phone because you know of what is inside of them? Do I sound like I'm talking to someone? Is there someone like that? Ushaiona watu wakupatia simu, upige simu. They are standing beside you. So that by the time you finish, they do what? They take it away. Because, or they are showing you a photo and they tell you, don't go left or right. Stick to the photo you have been given. And so they wanakwambia ni hii, umeona huyu eh? Then you try doing like this. What do they say?
No.
Grab the phone. Because they don't want you to see anything else. But the truth is, you need to understand your own personal philosophy and set it right from the beginning. Tell yourself that I will always do what is what? Right. That must be in your own eyes and in the eyes of the public. And unfortunately, that is why even some of us cheat and cheat ourselves. I gave sometimes our laws of life here, and I said one law of life is I say learn to give unto others. Have you ever seen many a times you walk along the streets and when you see a beggar, you want to turn and not look at their direction, lest it convicts you and you are tempted to give. It simply says that you have that principle. I'll give you principle number 2. Always, and this will help you, always serve others. This is the winning secret for you to be able to serve others. Let me tell you number 2. Question number 2, what does it take for me to become more? It takes you only to have the right philosophy in your mind. If you have the right philosophy in your mind, a person now does not think straight. The reason is because he is wired to be a social being. Put him down in an enclosure and make him stay there all the time in a lockdown or in whatever, that person can easily go bonkers. Because they think about themselves, and life is not about thinking about yourself. These 2 principles I tell you, you can become great, you can become all that you want, much more in everything if you learn to take these 2 philosophies to be yours. Number 1, I have set myself on a target that by December 15 this year, this company should be paying me not less than 1 million every month.
Yes.
That was my target. But then I didn't end it there. I had to add something. What will I do to make that possible? And one principle I adopted is, I will always do what is right. And number two, I will serve enough people in my team and others until I get myself to that level. So can it work for everyone? Yes, it can. What do you need to do? Serve more people and you will get the benefit. There's a good wise saying which says this: if two fools argue, the problem is you may never know the difference. What if a wise person and a fool argue? Would you know the difference? Would you know?
No.
Would you know? If they're involved in an argument, wanarushiana viti. I was looking the other day. Did you see what happened in our city hall here? Who was wise and who was foolish? None of them. When we saw the police coming, how many did they chase away? The foolish or the wise? Both. And chances are you might find yourself in the same sphere in life. And nobody can know the difference. The difference is this, that there are people who are wise and others are what? The story goes on like this, that both of them were building. Now, both of them decided that, and I like saying this, in life gives us opportunities for all of us. But what makes the difference is how you do it and what you do. So one person decides like this and says, I am going to build. And so the wise man builds on the what? You guys know this story. On the rock. And the other one builds on the sand. Question, did all of them build? Yes, they did. And that tells you even about your life. The reason why we have differences in life is because others choose where to build. And even go further, others choose what material to build with. If you go to some places where we come from, you will find mud houses. You will find stone houses. You will find wooden houses. All bottom line, all of them are called what? Houses. It doesn't really matter. But the truth is, one can do what another one cannot do. And one can be better. So this one person who is wise decides to build on the rock, and the other one decides to build on the what? On the sand. Eventually, calamity strikes. And that is when you know the difference between them two. Not in the building, but when calamity strikes. And even you look at your life. Right now, if I said here that all of us got a calamity, and we can even use one, Corona. Out of Corona, some people will go home desperate and not able to make it through life. Others will make it during this time. Will there be rich people after COVID? Yes. Very rich. Will there be poor people? Yes, there will be. Yesterday we are driving down and going home. And we meet somebody and he was driving a Mercedes. This was a different Mercedes. I've never seen it in life. It's a V12. The beauty about it was this registration. Tell me whether you've seen it. What registration is that? KDA. Have you seen KDAs in the market? No. But now, this man was driving a KDA 001 what? A. That tells you it is the first vehicle in the generation of KDs. I look at that vehicle and I was very impressed. We said, now, I think we just need to wait 1 more or 2 more weeks and then we'll get the registration to be KDA. And I came to realize something different. While we are lamenting that times are bad, people are buying new cars every day. While you are lamenting in your estate neighborhood and saying that the situation has become bad and you're telling your landlord not to ask rent, other people are building apartments next to you. The difference is this. Some of us are wise, some of us are foolish. Some of us build on the rock, some of us build on the sand. The difference will come during times of trouble. And then the story goes on and explains and says, at one time there was rain, and when the rain came and the storms came, the one who built on the sand realized that he was on a shaky ground. What happened to his house? What happened to his house? It was carried away. That means he had no house in the first place. His foundations were totally wrong. And this is where I come back to this. His foundations were not founded strongly. And many a times you realize we lose from the foundation point. And when calamity strikes us, now we have nothing to hold on to. The kind of business presentation I'm going to do now will depend on, well, how you do your foundations. If you do your foundation strong, your building will stand. But the guy who was sleeping on the other side, his house built on the rock, had a very nice time. Because he knew, even when the rain was raining, he could sleep easy. He knew that what he had gotten right was not the building, but the what? Foundations. How strong are your foundations in life? How strong are your foundations in your relations? How strong are your business relations? How strong is your health? That is why when COVID came, the government said something, and it says all of us should improve our what? Immunity. Why? This is the foundation which you use to be able to withstand. What do you withstand with immunity, Doctor? All infections. So that when the diseases come, what do they find? A body that is fortified, that is able to withstand. Some of us, if I come here and I sneeze, chances are, some of you will escort me tomorrow with the same flu. Now, have you ever seen your home? Let me come to your home. Have you ever seen your home? Maybe you are 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. Your child goes to school, or one of you goes and gets a cold, and then comes home. How many end up getting the cold in the house? Everyone. Huyu akimaliza huyu anazindikisha huyu, na huyu akimaliza anazindikishwa na huyu. And before you realize, the entire house has hope. The reason is, your foundations are not solid, they will not stand. Now let me even talk about exercise. How many of you do exercise consistently on